today is fighting for rights. You know that freedom and individual rights are very important values for Americans. So today we'll talk about how did Americans fight for their freedoms throughout the 20th century. In the US history, not everyone has had the same rights or freedoms. One group of people that was discriminated against was African Americans. After the Civil War, they didn't have the same schools, jobs, or housing as other Americans. And let's take a look at the picture here. You can see an African American man drinking at a colored water cooler in Oklahoma City, and the picture was taken in 1939. Another group of people who didn't have equal rights was women. For example, women didn't have the right to vote. And voting, education, and being treated equally are civil rights. And there were several social movements in this country as for the civil rights. And let's take a look at the picture here. This image shows two women petitioning for the right to vote, and the picture was taken in 1917. Susan Anthony fought for women's rights and civil rights. She wanted equal education and voting rights for women. She organized protests and conventions, and here we can take a look at the picture, women demonstrating in New York in 1908. Susan Anthony made speeches and published a newspaper about women's rights. She even asked the Congress to change laws about the voting rights for women. And in 1920, women got the right to vote. Martin Luther King was a Baptist minister in Atlanta, Georgia. He was a very important leader of the civil rights movement. The movement tried to end racial discrimination. One kind of discrimination was the separation of African Americans from other people, especially in public places, like buses, restaurants, schools, and other places. Dr. King gave many speeches and organized marches. He made a famous speech, "I Have a Dream," in Washington, D.C. on April 4, 1968. He was assassinated in Tennessee, and we honor and remember Dr. King every January on Martin Luther King Day. As usually, let's try to answer our civics test questions. Number 1, what did Susan Anthony do? Fought for women's rights, fought for civil rights. Question number 2, what movement tried to end racial discrimination? Civil rights movement. And question number 3, what did Martin Luther King do? Fought for civil rights, worked for equality for all Americans. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you, dear friends, for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.